Hi everyone, welcome back to HLS. Today we are going to discuss LKAS 16, the second part. I presume that you have watched my previous video where I have summarized the topics which has to be discussed within the scope of LKAS 16, property, plant and equipment. So today we will get into the details part by part. I will discuss about 3 points today, if time permits. And we will go on for the further videos as and when necessary. So today we will see, I am going to do a recap. Sri Lanka Accounting Standard 16 talks about property, plant and equipment. We call that as PPE from now onwards. So this standard has 7 topics. This involves 7 topics. For discussion purposes, I have identified this as 7 topics. The first one is objective. I was talking to this in my last video. I will do a recap again. What is an objective? To prescribe the accounting treatment in relation to PPE. Is talking about the accounting treatment. How we are going to record the property, plant and equipment transactions in our books of accounts. So there are 3 points that have been mentioned in the standard. One is the recognition of PPE. What do you mean by the recognition? Recognition meaning including some item in your financial position statement or income statement. That means the financial statements. Recognition means inclusion. So the number 2 point is determination of carrying amount. We will define the carrying amount later. And the third point is depreciation, any other impairment losses. The word impairment might be new for you. Impairment means deterioration in the value. If there is any value loss for the asset, that we have to bring it in addition to the depreciation. So we will go into these details subsequently. Now we will see the second point. Now the objective, we are going to achieve this. How we are going to achieve this, we are going to see. So number 2 is definition. Definition of property, plant and equipment. So you know property, plant and equipment is an asset. First of all, it is an asset. So it should meet the definition of an asset. Then the next step will be, it is classified as non-current asset. Non-current asset. So again, it should meet the requirements of non-current assets. So after that, PPE in specific. So our standard is going to define PPE in specific. To know the PPE in specific, we should know what is an asset. We should know what is a non-current asset. So we have to study these 2. Number 1, if any item has to be recognized in the financial statement as an asset, it should satisfy these requirements. If and only if, your standard underline this word. If and only if this asset or the item satisfy these 3 requirements. What are the requirements? It is probable that future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to the entity. This is the first requirement. So your latest definition from your conceptual framework, which we will discuss in a later video, has removed this word future. It says it is a present economic resource which has a potential for the economic benefits to flow into the entity. However, this is the normal requirement. It is probable, that means you should be certainly sure that the economic benefits associated with the item will flow into the entity. The entity should be benefited by the asset. Then the second requirement is the cost of the item can be measured reliably. You know, in accounting, we only recognize items in our accounting books which can be measured by money. It's a money measurement concept. So likewise, the asset also has to be recognized initially at their cost, and the cost has to be reasonably reliable. It should be measured reliably. That is the second requirement. Then the third requirement is it should be controlled by the entity. That means direct and use of the asset should be within the power of the entity. You can't go and say a rented property as your property and declare it in your asset. You can't do that. But the leased assets, there's a deviation there. The accounting concept substance over the form says that if the substance is over the legal form and the benefits are enjoyed by the entity of the asset, it can be recognized as an asset. So there is no legal requirement for the asset to have a legal title in the entity's name. It can be a leased asset. In addition, the financial leases or the leases are covered by IFRS 16. We will be studying it at a later stage. Then we will continue after a break. Now coming back to PPE's definition, we have seen that as an asset, to recognize the item as a property, plant and equipment, it has to be an asset. So we saw what is the asset's definitions are. Now, this asset has been classified as non-current assets. So you should know what is a non-current asset. A non-current asset means the value of the asset cannot be realized in one accounting year. That is more than 1 year. That means in the long term, you will be able to get the benefits flow into the entity. That's why it's called non-current asset. So PPE is one of the non-current assets. You may wonder what are the other non-current assets. The examples are investment in other companies, patents and trademark. These are intangible assets. So these assets are classified as non-current assets and PPE is one of them. Now your standards defines PPE specifically for the use in this standard. What is the specific definition? Number one, it should be tangible. So it can't be an intangible asset. It is tangible. It should have a physical substance. That means you should be able to see, you should be able to touch, you should be able to visit the place, you should be able to carry. Whatever it is, it has a physical substance. That is very necessary. The second requirement is they are held for the use in the production of goods and services. Or even it can be used for rental purposes or any other administration purposes. So this usage is important. Then the third point is expected to be used for more than a year. That means they say that PPE is also a non-current asset. So these are the definition of PPE, and your standard define the other terms also. What is used in this particular standard? If we are going to concentrate and study the definitions, it will be a bit boring. So we will come into the definition as and when we use the terms. So you will be learning the terms as well as the usage of the term. Okay, now we have discussed the definitions. Watch for the second or third video. That's the next video where we will discuss the initial recognition. We are going to discuss the cost in detail. So look forward for the next video. Until then, take care. Good luck.